Sri Lanka.
Starting my new journey. I'm here in New York City. I'm going to be traveling around the globe. Starting first is off to Washington Dulles Airport.
I left New York to Washington Dulles to catch my United flight to Dubai. Arriving to Dubai, I would connect to my next flight to Colombo. Dubai was always a fun airport to transit through.
Now I'm transiting here in Dubai. I'm going to catch my next flight to Colombo. Here's a place for excess baggage disposal.
What did this mean? It meant that if you couldn't pay for your excess baggage, you donated your bags here. Only in Dubai did you see something like this. The layover in Dubai was comfortable, with reclining chairs for passengers to enjoy.
Taking Emirates now to Colombo, 777.
The boarding process was straightforward with Emirates. Emirates always provided such a great experience, including the music. Here we had first class, and then cattle class for the rest of us. Then they had the safety briefing. Our flight departed Dubai in the middle of the night. After a few hours of sleep, it was time for landing in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Thanks to the Emirates staff, it had been an enjoyable flight. On the 2,000-mile flight from Dubai to Colombo, I emerged out of the airport, and guess who was the first person to approach me? The taxi driver.
See? Oh, a taxi?
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna take the bus.
Where are going, sir?
To Kandy.
Candy.
Yeah.
This area knows a candy, but this Nigambo have.
Oh, okay, well, I think I gotta go to the bus station to get the bus. Yeah.
This might have taxi, you go candy bus station.
I don't want a taxi though. It's arrived in Sri Lanka.
I skipped following the taxi driver and went to the bus stop outside the airport.
Alright, I'm waiting for the bus here. When's the bus coming? What's your name? I'm Jason. Nice to meet you. How many hours did you work?
24 hours.
24 hours? Oh wow, that's a lot. But how many days off do you have now? You got 3 days off? That's not bad. That's a good trade-off.
Once finding the right bus, I was on my way to Kandy, in the interior.
Hey, what's your name? Well, how long is this bus ride? Hey, what's your favorite meal?
Rice and curry.
Rice and curry?
It's a traditional one.
Once getting off the bus, Sabaji went to an auto rickshaw driver to ask for directions to a curry restaurant. We passed by the railway station en route to the restaurant.
So what's the story?
Have to walk this is the distance for the vegetarian.
Yeah.
They take 150 for people.
150 for 2 people?
Yeah.
When it's raining?
Yes, it's very difficult to go.
Whenever it starts raining, it's difficult to go anywhere in the city because of all the traffic. We took a rickshaw to a vegetarian restaurant for lunch. It was sure a bumpy ride. At the restaurant, we were served rice on a banana leaf. Banana leaves were biodegradable and environmentally friendly.
Spicy?
Spicy, okay.
Then the 4 types of curries came.
This is one of the famous temples here in Kandy. I just arrived here a few minutes ago and it took me several hours to get here because of the rain, which caused extra traffic. This is the second largest city in Sri Lanka. So I'm going to take a look at this, probably spend the night here and then continue to Colombo, the capital, tomorrow, since I wanted to see 2 cities in 2 days.
I met Ben from Couchsurfing, who would give me a few tips on which temples to visit.
Alright, Ben. Alright. So we'll go to the city center and see some temples?
Yeah.
Alright, good. How many temples are there?
There are 3 small temples with Hindu and Buddhist mixture.
Alright.
And also there's the main
Alright, so you'll do your business and I'll go see the temple.
Yeah, sure. And also the cultural show.
Yeah. Alright, great.
As we took a taxi to visit some of the temples, we drove around this famous lake in Kandy. Kandy Lake was an artificial lake that was built in 1807 next to the Temple of the Tooth. Even though it was cloudy with drizzle, people were still sightseeing around the temples.
These are the temples that Kandy is famous for. This place is bustling even on a rainy day like today, or rather gray. but I'm sure on the nice days it's even more busier. This is one of the temples out of all three of them. I'm going to take a look at the other ones around the corner.
To enter the temple, you needed to go through a security check. The right side was for guys, whereas the left side was for girls. Then the prayer chant started as dusk approached. Here is where you placed your burning candles. Then I came across a Russian couple visiting Kandy.
Alright, I'm here touring the temples. There's like 5 of them. And supposedly something's supposed to happen at 6 o'clock, right?
Yes, the ceremony.
How did you hear about Kandy?
Now we are traveling the whole Sri Lanka.
How long?
This is the 4th day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, so you're fairly new.
Before we were staying in Dambulla and we went to Sigiriya, to Polonnaruwa. It was great.
Okay.
And now we are here.
But how did you hear about the city?
We just have read about the whole country and tried to choose the most interesting cities.
Okay, so this is one of them.
Yes.
All right.
We went there because of Pyradenia garden.
The botanical garden?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Was it nice?
We will go just tomorrow there.
Yeah, because today is raining.
Yes.
Have you visited Colombo?
No,
Not yet.
not yet.
All right, I go there tomorrow. I'll see how it goes. Sometimes I like smaller towns. All right.
Colombo
It's bigger,
it's bigger than.
but I think this is nicer. It's
Maybe.
more small. So Buddha's tooth is over there.
Yeah.
What's the temple called?
Sri Lanka Malika.
Okay. But you can't see Buddha's tooth.
No, you can't see, but on the special location only they will show you.
It's a special day.
Yeah, no, not special days, special occasion.
Okay.
If we will think like this, if in whole country there is no rain, that time they will open and they'll show you. And that time the rain will come.
Oh, okay. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
You've seen it?
Yeah.
We have seen
Oh, wow.
2 years ago, no?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And after that, the rain
After
came.
that,
Rain came.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Then it was time for a quick Sri Lankan haircut. The next morning, after sleeping at the YMCA, I started my journey to the capital of Colombo. There was even KFC in Kandy. I went to the train station to catch my train, and I would meet Mahish, who would guide me to the train. This was the famous train ride from Kandy down to Colombo. This railroad passed waterfalls, mountain ranges, tea estates, pine forests, bridges, and peak stations. The British began the railroad network in Sri Lanka in 1864 with its primary purpose to transport tea and coffee from the hill country to Colombo.
So a good train ride.
I met Mahish on the train to Colombo, and he would show me a few sights of the city upon arrival into the capital city. Arrival into Colombo. Leaving the station, we searched for a bus into the city. This was Beira Lake in the center of Colombo, which still retained its Portuguese name.
Mahish?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to this place.
Mount Livinia. Livinia was a gypsy dancer. She fell in love with one of the former Sri Lankan kings.
Okay. This is a true story?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll get to see the famous beach.
Yeah.
And you learned about it in the guidebook?
Yeah.
Alright, that's good. Well, I'm curious to see what's here. This is the beach. Here in Sri Lanka. Sunshine cabins. Pretty windy here. A lot of waves. Not enough for swimming. These are the lifeguards over here.
This was the beach next to Lavinia Hotel.
Alright, I'm in Colombo right now on the beach side. It's a little windy and a lot of waves actually.
Sri Lanka gained independence in 1948. Here was a statue of a telephone in someone's hand. With every country I visited, I found funny names. In Sri Lanka, I found a sign for Slave Island.
Here we have the Hilton Hotel.
Here they were building the Lotus Tower, which was 1,150 feet or 350 meters high, and would be the tallest tower in South Asia. I went to watch a girls' rugby team play. They were quite good, and it was a popular sport in this country.
Well, I watched a movie here. It's called Between Yesterday and Tomorrow. It's a good film, but I only stayed about 3/4 into it because I gotta get going and I was starting to get sleepy in there. Considering I still have jet lag the second day here in Sri Lanka. What did you say? You're surprised that I came yesterday? Yeah? And that I'm leaving today. So you think 2 days is too short of a stay in Sri Lanka? Yeah, it's kind of short too, I think. But I'm just transiting to Mali.
You go Mali.
Yeah, tonight.
Right.
Yeah. Next time I come to Sri Lanka, I'll come for a longer stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than 2 days. Well, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go to the bus station.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm Sri Lanka. Do you want my address here? No.
Okay.
Back at the airport, I checked in for my Emirates flight to Malé, Maldives. Stay tuned for my next adventure to the Maldives.